guys, today we are here in my kitchen and we are going to bake some biscuits because Jessie asked me to, so let's bake some biscuits. The first thing that we need to do to make our biscuits today, we have to gather all our ingredients. Sugar, salt, baking powder, cream of tartar, 1 egg, milk, flour, and butter. Cold butter, gotta have cold. Alright, as you can see, I already chopped up all my butter, so now we are going to measure out 3 cups of fluffy flour. Alright, so I have my 3 cups of flour measured. Now we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now we're going to take our super festive whisk and whisk all of our dry ingredients together in the bowl. Now comes the fun part. We're going to make sure that our hands are clean and washed. Take off any jewelry that we have. And then we're going to take all of our chopped up butter, which was 3/4 cup of cold butter chopped up. We're going to put it in here. And then we're going to mush it in. As you see, we've got all this is starting to crumble. We want to keep going, make sure that there isn't anything. It's just mushing it up. Don't want to make sure we don't have any crumb like this. Just still finding big crumbs. We don't want any big crumbs. We want lots of little crumbs. Alright, as you can see, we've got it all nice and crumbly looking. It looks like crumbs, but there aren't any big pieces, which is exactly what we're hoping for. Make our biscuits. The next thing we're going to do is add our wet ingredients. Our wet ingredients are 1 egg, oh man, I already cracked it, look at that. Crack that egg in there, and 1 cup of milk. And I would not suggest you use your hands for this part because that is gonna be nasty. Instead, we're gonna use my super festive llama spatula. I'm gonna pop the egg yolk so that it stirs better. We're gonna stir it up so that it becomes one dough instead of definitely looking doughy. This is exactly what we're looking for, and we don't want to over mix it, otherwise we will destroy all of the baking powder in there. So the next thing we need to do is turn this dough into some biscuits. So we have our biscuits, and what you want to do, this is called kneading the dough. You fold it, you kind of smush it, and you fold it, and you smush it, and then I realize that it's getting stuck, so I sprinkle some more flour in there, smush it, and I smush it, and I smush it, but not tons and tons of times, probably like, I don't know, 8, 10, something like that, mushy time. Then you take your rolling pin, and if you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a flat cup. Flat cup would be a good thing to use. And you just roll it on out so that it's about the thickness of maybe half of your thumb. Straighten that up. And you can use, I have these super convenient biscuit cutters because I like to bake. But if you don't have biscuit cutters, then you can just use a cup. Just the end of a cup. The top of the cup, not the bottom. Then you smush it on, and ready biscuit. You gotta put that on your baking sheets over there, out of the way, and you just keep making. Make lots of biscuits. Then you look at this and you go, oh, Miss Flor, what do we do with this garbage pile? Ah, don't you wish you knew. You just kind of squish it together in a blob like this, so it's blobby. Sprinkle a little more flour, a little more on top. And what do? We knead it a little bit more so that we get those delicious flaky bits in our dough, because that's the best. That's the best kind. Double-licious, right? Then we roll it out just a little bit. You can't redo this too many times because you will make them all terrible and stuff. So these ones you want to make slightly taller because you did smush them a little bit extra, I think. I don't know what like a recipe would say really, but my personal opinion is I like make the second ones a little thicker because they're not going to poof up as much. And I never make anything with a third one because they don't seem like they work out so good. But I do conveniently have a smaller biscuit, so I can chunk out that one. One extra one right there. And then we have this little bit. And you can kind of, it's Play-Doh-y. Play-Doh-ish. You can kind of turn it into mostly, yeah, see, I didn't fold it or anything. This one's going to be an ugly biscuit, but that's okay. I still like to chop the edges and throw away that bit. So here are our biscuits all ready to go in the oven, and the oven is on 450 so that we can bake it. And of course, if you're a child and you're baking, make sure you talk to your parents and get their help with the baking in the oven part, obviously. And we will let that go for 10 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to grab these biscuits out with my bare hands. So you make sure you're careful with your bare hands too, and get your parents to help if you need it. But here are our biscuits. Don't they look delicious? Yum, look at that biscuit.